Welcome to the deep dive. So, you've sent over some really interesting material looking into marketing for home health agencies, how they can build a solid foundation.
Yeah, we've got these excerpts from Home Health Marketing, proven strategies to grow your agency.
And right off the bat, it jumps into a really big challenge, doesn't it? How these agencies, these crucial care providers, can actually grow beyond just relying on referrals, which can be so up and down.
Exactly. And I think what really stands out from this material is the strong point it makes, that having a smart digital marketing strategy isn't just nice to have anymore.
Right.
It's fundamental, especially now it's getting so competitive out there.
So our mission today is basically to break these strategies down, pull out the key takeaways, and give you a really clear picture of what works and, maybe more importantly, why it works.
Let's do it.
Okay, so unpacking this. The source starts by talking about why marketing is often such a hurdle for home health agencies.
Yeah.
It paints this picture, and it feels pretty familiar, right? Owners who are really clinicians first, their main focus is, understandably, patient care.
Or maybe you've got newer owners just trying to figure out the whole healthcare system and, marketing is in their background.
Exactly. And because of that focus on care, on regulations, on just running the place day to day, marketing actually getting the word out, it kind of falls by the wayside.
It really does. It becomes secondary. Operations, compliance, those things just naturally feel more urgent.
And the result, which the source points out pretty clearly, can really hold an agency back. We're talking about websites that feel ancient,
Yeah.
social media that's just dead, referral sources you can't always count on.
And then ultimately you just aren't very visible in your own community. People don't know you're there.
Right. And this leads into this idea they introduce of a marketing machine.
Yes, I like that term. The idea is basically building a system, something that's always working in the background, generating leads, building awareness.
While the agency can stay focused on the core mission, providing great care.
Exactly. So you're not constantly in panic mode trying to find the next client.
Okay, so where does this machine actually, start? The source is very definite here. It all kicks off with digital marketing.
It does. And the logic is pretty simple but powerful.
Yeah.
When someone or their family starts looking for in-home care, where do they go first?
Google. Almost always Google.
Right. They're searching, and crucially, they're searching based on location. Typing in home care near me or help for seniors in Springfield.
Yeah.
So if your agency isn't showing up right there in those local results, well, you're basically invisible to people actively looking for exactly what you offer.
Which brings us straight to local SEO. The source calls it non-negotiable.
Absolutely non-negotiable.
So what are the first steps? What do they say you have to do?
Okay, number one, absolutely critical. Optimize your Google business profile. The source really hammers this home. Your local ranking depends heavily on how complete that profile is, and maybe even more so, how active it is.
So not just filling it out once.
Oh, no, definitely not. Keep everything accurate, up to date, but also engage. Respond to reviews, the good and the bad ones, thoughtfully.
Okay.
Post updates regularly, maybe about services, maybe community involvement. It signals to Google that you're an active, legitimate local business.
It's like your digital front door, basically. Keep it looking fresh.
Yeah, exactly. And then the next piece they stress.
Location-specific landing pages.
Yes. If you serve, say, 3 different towns, don't just have one generic services page. Create a separate page for each town, talking specifically about the services there. That tells Google, hey, we're relevant for searches in this specific town.
And it probably feels more helpful to the person searching too, right? More tailored.
Absolutely. More relevant, more reassuring. And then don't forget online directories. Things like caring.com, aging care.
Places families trust when they're researching options.
Exactly. Being listed there adds another layer of visibility and credibility.
Okay, so local SEO foundation is built. Now, how do you go out and actively find people? This is where paid ads come in, strategically used.
Strategically is the key word there. Lots of agencies might be using Google ads, maybe Facebook or Meta ads.
But maybe not getting the results they want.
Right. It's not just about spending money. It's about targeted campaigns, reaching the right people when they're actually looking.
So what kind of tactics do they recommend for home health specifically?
Okay, a big one is targeting non-branded, high-intent keywords. Meaning, instead of just bidding on, say, home health, focus on longer phrases. Things someone types when they're really close to making a decision.
Like home care agencies near me or dementia care at home in Chicago.
Exactly, those kinds of things. High intent. They also really push using call extensions in your ads.
Making it super easy to just click and call.
Yep, reduce the friction. Someone sees the ad, they can call you right then and there.
Smart.
And finally, retargeting. Don't forget retargeting.
Which is basically showing ads to people who've already visited your website but didn't, call or fill out a form.
Precisely. It's that gentle reminder. They showed interest once, so you stay visible as they continue their decision-making process. It often uses those little bits of code, pixels, to track visitors and show them ads later.
Okay, that makes sense. Keep your agency top of mind.
So, we've covered getting found. Now, how do you build that trust? Convince people you're the right choice.
Yeah, this is where content comes in. Valuable content.
Not just blog posts for the sake of it.
No, not fluff. It's about establishing your agency as the expert, as a trusted resource. You provide helpful, informative stuff.
And that builds credibility before they even pick up the phone.
Exactly. You're helping them navigate a difficult process.
And the source gives some great examples, like guides on what to look for in a home care provider, or maybe something explaining the real cost of in-home care.
Or signs your loved one needs help at home. Things people are genuinely searching for answers about.
Yeah, those are real questions people have. Totally. And this content does double duty. It attracts people searching for that info, sure, but it also positions your agency as knowledgeable and caring.
So when they are ready to choose, you're already seen as a helpful guide.
That's the goal. You've already provided value.
Now, flipping to the other side, the source also talks about common mistakes to avoid, always useful. What pitfalls should agencies watch out for?
Okay, first big one. Only doing marketing when things are slow. When census is down.
Right, treating it like a panic button instead of
a consistent investment.
Yeah.
It needs to be ongoing. They also really warn against using generic stock photos.
Oh, yeah. The super smiley, perfect-looking people that don't look real.
Exactly. Home care is personal. It's about trust. Using real photos of your actual team, your environment, if possible, makes a huge difference. It builds connection. Authenticity matters here.
Definitely. What else?
Another big one is writing marketing copy that's all about the agency. We've been around for 20 years. Our staff is the best.
Instead of focusing on the person reading it?
Yes. The source has this great line, perspective is everything. Your words need to speak directly to the potential client or their family. Their worries, their needs, their hopes.
Address their pain points.
Absolutely. And related to that is user experience, especially on the website. Remember, these families are often stressed, short on time.
Right.
Your site needs to be super clear, easy to navigate, get them the info they need fast. Don't make them hunt for it.
Yeah, you need empathy baked into the design, into the communication.
Exactly. Emotional connection, clear communication, it's all vital.
Makes total sense. And finally, the source mentions something called the Agency Accelerator. Briefly, what's that about?
So the way the source presents it, the Accelerator is kind of a package deal, a system designed to pull all these marketing pieces together.
To streamline things.
Yeah. The stated goal is to help agencies get a consistent flow of good leads, boost their local reputation and authority, and basically scale their business more confidently.
So it's positioned as something that works alongside, maybe enhances the more traditional ways of building a business, like networking?
That seems to be the idea, yes.
Yeah.
Complementing those efforts with a strong, systematic marketing engine.
Okay. So if we boil it all down, the main takeaway from digging into these strategies seems really clear.
Yeah.
For home health agencies that want steady, sustainable growth that doesn't just depend on who refers someone this week, having a proactive, smart digital marketing plan isn't optional anymore.
It's essential, absolutely essential for long-term health and success.
Right.
And, thinking about the state people are often in when they start this search, overwhelmed, maybe scared, definitely emotional.
Yeah.
It brings up a final thought, maybe something for you, the listener, to consider.
Yeah.
Thinking about that emotional reality, what's maybe one small change you could make to your online presence, like right now? Something to offer a bit more clarity, a bit more support, maybe just a stronger human connection for the people who really need your help.
That's a really powerful question to end on. Definitely explore these ideas further, see how they fit your own agency, your own community. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.